Hey everybody, welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Wade Acuff. I'll be your host today, and we are with lettering artist Shelly Kim. Shelly, how's it going?
It's going so good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to have you. Before we get started though, I just want to let everybody know that we are on our YouTube Adobe Live channel, as well as over on Behance, which is where I'll be looking at chat today. So if you can find us at behance.net/Adobe Live. And speaking of chat, hi chat. I see Frank, Cody Bear, our mod. How's it going? If you have any questions for Kelly as we, sorry, Shelly, as we keep going, uh, be sure to drop them into chat. And if you have any burning questions after the stream, Shelly will be back with us tomorrow as well. So Shelly, why don't you give us an intro and
Yeah,
yeah, tell us a little about yourself and a little bit about what we're doing today.
sounds so good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks so much again for joining today. I'm Shelly, also known as Letters by Shells. So I do have my Instagram open just to kind of do a quick overview of who I am. So I am a lettering artist, illustrator, and I love teaching in person and online workshops. So this is a little bit of the work that I do. I love exploring different mediums and doing just like DIY projects. So you'll see that a few months ago, I wanted to explore like tufting and like 3D art right here. So those are a couple of things that I love to explore. And essentially, the reason why I started exploring art is because I was really stressed out at my full-time job about 8 years ago. And I knew that I needed or like wanting to like look for a creative escape. And I fell into, or I just started dabbling into art, not knowing anything about it. I don't really have a background in art, but I was like, I don't think I'm good at it, but I think I can kind of figure some things out. And that's the reason why I dabbled into it and did not realize how much happiness and joy I would like find in just exploring art. So then I ended up leaving my full-time job to pursue my art hobby. I was like, this is gonna be cool. So thank you so much for being here. And if it wasn't for your amazing love and support, I would not be here. So that's kind of a quick background of who I am and how I got started into my art journey.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I took a look through your Instagram as well, and I really enjoyed all the illustration, the hand-drawn stuff.
Oh,
I
yay.
mean, the fact that you're exploring, 3D work as well, 3D arts.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. Uh,
Aw.
what do we have planned for today, though?
Yes. So I do have my Adobe Express projects opened. So we are going to be making a digital wallpaper today. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you like an overview of what we're going to be creating. This is like the general idea. So it's like a positive affirmation
I
quote for
like
your
that.
desktop
Yeah,
wallpaper. Yeah. So I thought it'd be really fun just to kind of like balance everything out. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the composition and kind of just building this wallpaper from start to finish. And
that's great.
then, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead just open up a new page right here. So my desktop dimensions is 3456 by 2234. So feel free to make your size accordingly. And I'm just going to make a new page here. Yeah.
Full
Yeah.
disclosure, I know my way around Express a little bit, but I might be taking notes. So,
Amazing. Oh, yay. Okay, so when it comes to building the wallpaper, so I'm going to tap the screen first and then choose my wallpaper. All right, give me 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to tap the background and just choose a solid color. I just have a palette that I was working with originally. So this is kind of what we're working with. And all of the illustrations that I'm going to be adding today, they are designs that I've already created. I created them actually on Adobe Fresco, and then I just exported them into Adobe Express. So this is going to be the illustrations today. And so first things first, I like to throw in the border here, and then I'm going to just resize this accordingly.
I'm a big Adobe Fresco fan as well. So,
Yeah, I love it.
yeah, I'm excited to see it implemented into Express.
Yeah. So I just like to use Adobe Express to kind of organize my illustrations and all that fun stuff because
Hmm.
oftentimes I'm just going to be like I use Adobe Express just to kind of like dabble into and like sketch random things. And then sometimes I like how the sketches turned out. So I want to keep them. And that's the reason why I kind of just like have a lot of artwork already lined up. And then I'll
Hmm.
just use it for future if I need to.
Yeah, that's cool. Have your own personal library.
Yes. So for this quote today, the one that I showed you the example, it did say doing my best. I also have another one that says you got this. Is there a preference that I should choose, doing my best, or
What
you
do you
got
think,
this?
chat? Pick one for now, and then maybe we can swap it out.
Oh yeah, totally. Let me go ahead and throw in doing my best. So it's going to be loading right now.
That is the one thing I do know about Express. It's fast. It's super fast if you want to
Yeah.
make changes.
Just no, totally. It's definitely really fast and kind of just like drop and go.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why I love it. So, do my best is going to be like the highlight and focus. So, that's the reason why I'm going to s- center it into our art piece right here. And then, honestly, after you have that going, then I'm going to go ahead and throw in my illustrations. So, okay, I don't know a lot of people that do this. I'm kind of lazy. So, I do create all of my illustrations on individual layers using Adobe Fresco,
Hmm.
but sometimes I'll just have it on the same page and export the whole thing. So this is kind of what happened here. And I thought it'd be a really fun way to kind of showcase what I like to do in terms of like quickly creating digital templates and things like that.
Hmm.
So I have the entire artwork here. So I'm going to basically use a thing called crop and shape. So I'm going to basically crop the images and copy and paste and change accordingly. So when it comes to making wallpapers, I like to kind of start with the center focus right here, and then I'll work from like left to right. Just for the example today, we're going to go ahead and mirror a bunch of the illustrations, kind of just
Hmm.
um like so that we can quickly create a background and kind of get the general idea. So
Question
after, oh yeah, go ahead.
question about your illustrations. Are they vector and bring import? How are you importing them? Are they imported as vector, or are they raster? What type of illustrations are they?
Oh, they're just raster. So
Oh,
I
okay.
did use like the vector brushes on Adobe Fresco and then I exported them. So I think the
Okay. So
yeah, yeah.
they are vector in Fresco, and okay.
Yeah, yeah. So then I brought them in. So okay, I think the lettering I did was only in vector. But then the illustrations I ended up doing the other option just because if you can see here, I wanted to use like the live brushes that Adobe Fresco offers. So these
Hmm.
are the
Watercolor.
watercolor
Yeah. Yeah.
wash blends that I created. And yeah, but
That's cool.
so what I actually did, I remember now. So I basically did everything else with the other option, but then I used a vector brushes for the outlines. So that way it
Gotcha.
looked
Super
crisp and
clean.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked
Yeah.
really clean. That's why I was asking.
Oh,
So yeah.
I was like, oh no, what happened? Did you notice something?
No, no. Looks great.
Oh, awesome. Oh, thank you. So with this, I'm going to start with my these illustrations first, and then I'm going to just kind of crop this and I can kind of move the illustrations around. So I'll use the other happy face here. So that's fun. And then kind of just like working my way around it. So I'm going to copy this and then just hit paste again and kind of just like move it from left to right. And now with this one, I'm going to choose a different illustration. Kind of looking through here, I think this would be really fun to do. And honestly, like making wallpapers, it's just like what you want to create. Like I I guess like the way I kind of create these is just based off of like my emotions and kind of just
Hmm.
what I want to build off of it and what I want to see on a daily basis when I open my computer.
Yeah. We do have a
Yeah.
question in chat.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it possible to import vectors into Express?
Yeah, so I did import them all. In terms of like the quality, I think it like is pretty spot on, but then if you want to make like a like larger scale, I haven't really tested out that. I
Hmm.
know for day 2 we are going to be doing the art print and I
Okay.
printed it out and they quality itself was still amazing to me. But I think it depends like what type of like formatting and how big of a scale you would like to create things.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I just kind of went ahead and used this same illustration, but I just flipped it around so you kind of see that it looks like that. So
Mhm.
you'll see that the illustrations are the same, but I kind of just like angle it in like different directions, just
Yeah,
kind of help there.
add a little variety.
Just some changes, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the general idea. But yeah, if are there any other questions? I'd love to kind of answer more questions.
Yeah, chat. If you have any more questions, drop them in.
Yeah, so um one of the fun things I like to share during kind of like my art journey, I started art because I wanted like a creative escape, but I wanted to decorate my work cubicle. And that was like one of the main reasons why I was like, you know what? If I can be really good at art, maybe I can like make my work cubicle all fun and with positive affirmations. So that's kind of what I did.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
that's, I guess that's kind of like what inspired me to continue because when I first did dabble into like typography and
Mhm.
hand lettering, I thought it was going to be so easy. And then I was like, oh, it's simple. And then as I was doing it, oh yeah, I was like, this is not simple. This is pretty hard.
Well, you're making it look pretty easy. Uh, I do have a question about, so you were saying those are just things you'd like to see. Do you make, based around what your affirmation is, do you think about the illustrations based off of that? Or is it just kind of, here are the things I like, I'm going to make a bunch of these and then see where it goes?
Yeah. So with my artworks, like, I mean, because I have dabbled into like a bunch of different like art mediums as well, this one specifically, I kind of wanted to like create it with like happy doodles and just
Hmm.
things that make me like happy at the moment. So this is like an artwork that I started to like venture into more, just kind of like making it like really fun and utilizing different color palettes. So that's kind of like the feel that I wanted to make for this one. Um, I don't think I have it like more recent on my Instagram, but you'll see that other work that I've done it in the past was more like watercolors and just kind of like
Hmm.
doing more like ombre effects and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I really
Gotcha.
have it here, but yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to do this art piece.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to now go ahead. So you'll see so far that I have the designs from like the center point mark and then left to right. So the illustrations right here, I just kind of made it identical, but then I didn't drop it down like underneath. I kind of just like went at a diagonal and I mirrored it that way. And I think
Hmm.
it kind of just adds some like balance and changes as well.
Yeah, right now it's really balanced
Oh, yay.
image.
I'm trying. So I'm gonna go ahead actually drop this down a little bit and same with up here because I want to see if I can squeeze in. I'm trying to see if I can squeeze it in here. It might just be too tight or I can try probably make it a little bit smaller and just change it into, let's see what I can add here.
I really like this way of working, where you have the image and you just kind of drag over to the one you want.
Oh yay.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
not
fascinating.
sure how people, yeah, because I haven't really seen it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I just lazy?
Well, it's efficiency, right? It's just like it's all right there. All you have to
Yeah,
do is move it
okay.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, for me, I just want to be able to like see all of the designs ready
Yeah,
to
your
go.
options. Yeah, they're right there.
And this is kind of the way that I work when it comes to like making things. And so that way I can kind of just visually see everything. And for me, the quality itself doesn't seem to be like, for me, it still comes out the same.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm so glad you like it. I was like, not sure how
Well,
people
it's
were gonna feel
yeah,
about it.
it's also I think like an asset management bonus
Yeah.
because you
Oh,
have
totally.
one thing that it's basically the same image copied.
Yeah. Yep. So that way it kind of just like I don't have to keep uploading different
E-
designs and I can kind of just have it all
Exactly.
ready to go. Yeah. Oh, yay. So I'm going to flip this as well, like that. And just kind of moving the designs accordingly to kind of make them fit. So that way it doesn't feel so like squished together and a little bit more spaced out. Yeah, so honestly, this is kind of like the general idea of what I'll do, and then I'll go back and just kind of like take a step back and see how I can move things around. And
Yeah, it's always good to get take a minute and get some fresh eyes on a design.
yeah, and like if there's times where you're like working on a design and you're still like not sure about it, I do also have to like take a step back away.
Hmm.
I do that a lot, and I'll just revisit it the next day. Because
Right,
then
right.
there are times where I'm just like, I don't know if I like it. But then I've done this a lot of times where I'll try to like recreate the designs, and I make the exact same thing. Yeah. So that's,
It's
oh yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things where I do this too. Where like you've if you have the luxury of time, you start a
Mm-hmm.
project, start maybe several projects, but then you get that time to step away and come back to it
Yes.
with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Totally helps.
No, that is true. Okay. I mean, I'll be honest, like I do procrastinate a lot too. And there are times where I don't have that luxury to kind of
Hmm.
like take a step back. So
Hmm.
sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm under pressure, they all look great. And I just kind of finish it up.
Oh, do you get that too, where like you're under the
Yeah.
timeline is the limit is coming up and you're
Um,
like everything's gold. You're like, okay,
yes.
this is perfect. This is perfect.
I don't have time to like revisit or think about
Hmm.
it. I don't have time. Just
Yeah.
gotta keep on going.
Not
Yeah.
overthinking it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this is kind of the design that we have so far. I threw in the illustrations that I'd like. If you wanted to, you could also add. Actually, let me do that. I was gonna stop there, but I think maybe I want to add like one more thing here. So I'm gonna crop and share this and maybe do a sun, just making it really fun.
Nice.
I'll make it a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing across here. Okay, and now that I have those two designs, I might need to add just one more up here then. But then we're almost done with this, and then we're going to now add details using the shapes folder,
Okay.
and it'll be fun. Okay, cool.
If you're just joining us, we are with Shelly Kim, lettering
Yay!
artist, and we're making designing a wallpaper
Yeah.
with
Okay,
a positive affirmation.
doing my best. Was there any other request, or was doing my best
I
good?
think doing my best was good.
Okay. So that's kind of the general idea so far of what I've created. I went ahead and added the illustrations all around. And then I like to look into the shapes folder and draw and like add in like smaller elements. So
Hmm.
I'll go ahead. Let's see how this one will turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a lot smaller. And I like to find the illustrations that have the outline only. So that way it kind of just doesn't take away from the art piece, but just kind of adds compliments to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Uh, and I find that there's unlimited amounts of shapes and designs and
Oh,
everything in
there
Express.
is.
It blows me away every time I search for something, and there it is.
Yes, I know. I mean, there are some illustrations that I'm not comfortable like drawing, and it's just
Hmm.
all available. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and type in stars here, and I'm going to choose this one. And so I'm going to go ahead, turn off the fill and just leave the border only. And I think it looks fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to kind of mirror the exact same thing, but just kind of going at a diagonal. And I'm going to now just look into like more shapes here and kind of see if I can find. There's one stars that I really like. It's like three of them together. I think it's
Do you
this
know if
one.
you can favorite shapes or keep them? I guess you could keep them in your project and you can,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I normally do. I've tried to find a way to see if I can save them. I think that would be awesome, but no, I
Yeah.
haven't been able to do that. But yeah, so and just kind of having so like adding these sh shapes accordingly, you may need to move a few of the illustrations, which is totally okay. Okay. And so we're almost kind of seeing what other illustrations we can add. So you'll see I kind of add like a mixture of like stars
Hmm.
and just flowers as well. Let's see what I have. I know I added this one. I might replace it with another one. Um
It's so easy. Why not? Why not
yeah,
try it? Try them all.
right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And only because you'll see that
Oh yeah.
the outline is a little bit more thinner and it kind of matches all the other elements that I've chosen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So just kind of like picking out and feeling which options you'd like to do. So let me go ahead and do that one right
Yeah, I think
here.
that's definitely a good call. Because
Yeah.
the other one was kind of, drawing more attention and didn't
I
fit the
really
others.
liked
Yeah.
it, but it did kind of
Hmm.
like, I kind of saw it stand out a bit.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go ahead type in cloud. Those are a few designs that I like, but are there any requests? Is there anything that I should
Oh,
add
any
in here?
requests, chat? We have
Yeah,
about 5-ish minutes. So, chat, if you have any requests for shapes that you'd like to see in this,
yeah.
get them in the chat.
Let me know. But yeah, so I was kind of saying, okay, I'm gonna actually maybe do it around here and just kind of I mean like the more like time you have and like if you wanted to make the illustrations like bigger or
Hmm.
smaller, that kind of determines how many details that you can add as well.
Cody Bear wants to know what your favorite color is.
My favorite color, I don't, oh, that's so hard. No, honestly, I I don't really know. Like,
Maybe currently. What's your favorite color
yeah,
currently? Because I know things shift and
always
move.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to like colors, like I love like corals and peaches and pinks. That's kind
Hmm.
of my go-to colors. But then with this design, I kind of wanted to like throw in like more like purples and blues as well. That I don't typically I use purple often, but not like other colors. So I wanted to kind of incorporate that more and like go out of my comfort zone.
Right. Right.
Yeah, amazing. I'm gonna
We have a
do.
question.
Oh yeah,
What was the background size for this? Do you remember?
yeah. It's going to be. I did the 3456 by 2234.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to
Oh,
just
and
add.
another question is this kind of a softball. What
Oh,
is Adobe Express?
what Adobe? I love it. No, honestly, I think Adobe Express is just like a good way to like make like just like a whole bunch of like digital aspects, but also like final like brochures and flyers. It's kind of just like a go-to everything. Like they have a bunch of templates
Hmm.
available. You'll see it's pretty amazing. So
Oh
that
yeah.
that way, if you have like any like maybe like picture or collages that you want to create, like highlights or like for social media or your Instagram post, you can kind of like tap on one of these and just drop and go. But the one that I did today, I kind of went ahead and just started from scratch. So
Hmm.
those are a couple of things why I like Adobe Express, and I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the amount of templates, it's kind of like the shapes and assets. Like there's just so much stuff in there.
Yeah. Yes,
They pretty much
totally.
have everything. At least, a
Yeah.
starter for anything.
Yep. No, I think it's pretty awesome just to kind of like I mean, there are also like even just like pulling this up, there's a bunch of templates that you can also drop and go as well, and like just different like design assets that you
Hmm.
can use. So yeah, that's what Adobe Express is. I think it's a good way to kind of like make things like just kind of like on the go. I can also do all this as well on my iPad on using the Adobe Express app.
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically this is kind of it. I mean, we could
this
add
looks
like
great.
more illustrations. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yay. I mean, it's really up to you kind of like how you're feeling with the design and like which designs and details you want to add. Cause like there are times where I'll take like a step back and kind of just see, okay, like what are more things that I can add? But
Hmm.
this is the general idea of it all. And then this is kind of the wallpaper of what it looks like when you're done with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yay.
Um, well, you kind of just gave us a little recap. Why don't you give us a, if you want to, give us a little preview of what we're doing tomorrow?
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so also really fast, we do have a remixable template of this version as
Oh,
well.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
so you're going to be seeing this version, which is Trust the Process. So these are all illustrations that have already been provided using Adobe Express. So that way you can remix it and use it on your own. And this is what that wallpaper looks like.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, but no, I'm super excited for tomorrow. So tomorrow, day two, we're going to be doing an art print together. So the general idea is the same. We're going to be using similar illustrations that we did today. And we're going to basically kind of like compose it all and really just seeing how to configure everything. And then I have a printed out version. So this is kind of
Oh, cool.
the general idea what we're going to be doing. But
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
thanks so
love it.
much. Thanks for joining us, everybody in chat. And Shelly, thank
Yay.
you so much for all the info today. Looking forward to tomorrow with you as well. But we're
Yay.
not done yet today. We have Annika Agarwal coming up next, storytelling with illustration. So stick around for that. And bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much.